So I'm still trying to decide if I like this print or not, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. But also I switched back to shorter hair because I'm kind of feeling like I need a bit of a change in my life, and this is kind of making me feel all funky. So onto this video. I've just washed my face with the Biore Charcoal Acne Clearing Cleanser, and I really love this line of products. I will do a whole skincare video. Now that I'm doing 2 videos a week, I feel like I have a bit more room to like play with the ideas and like bring a lot more valuable content to you, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I will be doing a skincare video. Thumbs up this video if you want to see that. But I really do like using like charcoal cleansers. I have the baking soda scrub. I have like a whole bunch of the Biore line products, and I've been using them for like over a year. So I have noticed that when I do sleep on these products, a few pimples and like random things start appearing on my face, whereas when I use them consistently, my skin is actually pretty clear. So I have already gone in and washed my face with this. I do actually credit having like relatively clear skin to this product because I'm not really one to break out in pimples, but I seem to always have them on my forehead, probably because I always have hair like lying on it. But this actually does go into the pores and like clean it out and like clear out smaller pimples. I don't know how well it would work for like proper acne, but like with little pimples here and there, this actually is like my daily defense against it. So I absolutely love this line of product, and I've seen it being sold on a bunch of Instagram shops, so it is locally available. Definitely a plus. Next is a product that I've been saying about for so damn long. I love this Nivea cream underneath makeup. As a standalone moisturizer, not so much, but underneath my makeup I go in with a lot of it, and it does leave my skin just glowing and supple. And this is actually the reason I don't use primer, because I prep my skin so well that this actually acts as both a moisturizer and a primer for my makeup. So that's what I'm going to do here. And as you can see, I do use a thick layer of it, but when you massage it into the skin, it does disappear completely. It doesn't give you a white cast. It just leaves you looking glowy and supple and healthy. I absolutely love it. Next, I go in with sunscreen. This, I have talked about this in a video before, but I feel like I should do an updated video about it because that video is still getting like a ton of views, and I guess people are interested in it. But I mention this every single time I talk about sunscreen because I've been using this for like 3 solid years, and you can see like my skin isn't as uneven as it was when I began my channel. So this actually has made a huge difference in like protecting me from the sun. This is the BioBalance SPF 50 sunscreen. This is sold at Linton's for 1100 shillings, so it's very affordable, and a little goes a very long way. It lasts you forever. So usually, if I'm being like really honest, I just go in with my Vaseline and call it a day because I don't wear makeup every day. I feel like it's not healthy for your skin. It's not good for like clogging your pores and whatever. And I just go in with my spectacles to like hide the fact that the dark circles are not covered and like my skin isn't all the way even or whatever. And I literally go about my everyday like this. I really do love these spectacles just because they're so fancy looking, they're so pretty. These are from Firmoo, and they did send them over for review, so I absolutely love it. This isn't a sponsored video. I just wanted to tell you how awesome these frames are. But yeah, quick tip for anyone who wears spectacles: get yourself a frame from Firmoo. I find that their frames are very affordable, very beautiful. They have such a wide selection versus what you'll find like locally. It's not the same. So pick up a frame. This one was about $27 if I'm not wrong. I'll link it down below. This exact frame. This is the tortoise print one, but they have like a clear one, they have a black one, so it really does depend on what you prefer. I just wanted a little bit of extra fanciness in mind. Although I will also mention that I did actually pick up these frames before Firmoo reached out to me. You can see that there's nothing in them because I was gonna get a prescription put in these instead, but these are plastic, whereas these are a bit more metal, so I felt like it was worth waiting for the more premium one. For anyone who's interested in like the most cost-effective way to shop for spectacles, I like to buy the frames separately and then take it to Optica for the lenses. From my research, they are the cheapest people in the market because they do it for about 3,200 shillings. It was 2,900 in December, and in January it's 3,200, so I'm a bit salty about that, but it is still pretty damn affordable. So the only complaint that I may have is that their handles feel a little bit flimsier than I'm comfortable with because my other spectacles are pretty sturdy on the hands, but I am learning to be a bit more careful with that. And I do like that these are big enough that you can still see through to the face and like see whatever makeup you put on, and like your glam won't go to waste with these spectacles, so I'm just going to continue with the look, and then we'll try them on with the makeup on, and we'll see what difference it makes. Okay, so step 1 is done. Step 2 is getting my skin as even as humanly possible, and that means foundation. So I absolutely love the Revlon Color Stay. I wear this when I'm going to like meetings or somewhere important where I need my makeup to not budge. I've talked about this a million times, but I can honestly say that this is my favorite foundation of all time. Since I began wearing makeup, I feel like this is the most consistently good one that I've found. So, and it's affordable, love it. But for wearing every day, I would not recommend this just because it doesn't have skincare in it. So if you're going to be exposing your skin to something every day, it should be something that's actually good for your skin versus something that just clogs your pores and will probably break you out. I mean, unless you really like clean out your face and use products that dig into your pores, I feel like it can clog and break you out eventually. So I only wear this like occasionally when I have a meeting or something really important. So I haven't experienced that with this, and this has never broken me out like just on its own. So absolutely love this. But if I was an everyday makeup wearer, the Lancome is definitely what I'd go for because it has skincare in it. So even as it's sitting on your skin, it is improving whatever's happening underneath versus just like clogging it up and like messing with your balance and whatever. So I love the way this foundation looks on my skin. It looks absolutely beautiful, flawless. So that is what I'm going to be using here today. I'm just going to go in with 2 pumps and get this all over my face. Okay, so this is what one pump looks like on my face, and you can see that everything is looking a little bit more even, but there is still some darkness peeking through because it's not full coverage with just one pump. That's why I do like to use a second pump just to like really build up the coverage and give me that super even like flawless looking skin. So I'm just going to add in the second pump onto the areas. I just really wanted you to see what it looks like to have like low medium coverage where my skin is still coming through, so the unevenness and a bit of darkness is coming through, but my skin still looks good overall. So I'm just going to use this, build it up, and then we can move on to concealer. Okay, so this is what 2 pumps looks like. As you can see, my skin is so much more even, so much more flawless. Like I'm feeling like this is a really good healthy looking foundation without making you look like you're wearing too much makeup, without looking cakey at all. Like you literally can look at my skin and be like, what foundation, you know? But you can also see that the color that I've chosen does match my body pretty damn well. So now I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I have so many issues with concealer. I feel like I really do need to do a separate video about that, but I did ship this in because every concealer that I have tried that's available locally just does not work for me. It gets creasy underneath these lines that you're seeing underneath my eyes. It becomes a hot mess. So I'm still on the hunt for creaseless concealer. Sometimes I can make this one work and like not crease at all, but it's still a struggle. So I'm just going to blend this in and then set it with my Coty Airspun immediately after to see, because I heard like this is really good to avoid that creasing underneath the eyes. So I'm revisiting this. I haven't used this in literally like 2 years, but I want to see how well it works to like set underneath my eyes, if maybe I can avoid the creasing for the day. But that's also why I don't wear makeup every day, because I don't want to have to worry about those little things like, are my under eyes creasing? Has concealer completely moved away from that area and do I need to touch it up? Like I literally don't even wear lipstick throughout like my no makeup days. I just put on Vaseline and go because I don't want that headache, you know? So I'm just gonna blend this in and then we'll see where we are. So as you can see, I have set my face immediately to avoid any sort of gathering of product into those lines. So you can see right now that there is no creasing, that everything just looks smooth and perfect and like it's not cakey or anything like that. So fingers crossed that by the end of this video it hasn't already creased up, because that's literally how fast it happens for me. So as you can see, my face already looks set. I have only gone in with powder on the areas of my face that had concealer, and yet the foundation looks like it's already set itself. But to make it even more bulletproof, I do like to go in with powder, and I do like to use a darker shade of powder because it sort of acts as my bronzer as well as setting everything and bringing everything together. But I feel like this foundation is such a perfect match to my body that I don't want to darken it any more than I would. So instead of going in with my normal Maybelline 370 powder, I do need to pick up like the 350 though or something, because I really do love these powders and I just need to get one that's closer to my skin tone. But I'm going to go in with the Black Opal foundation powder. This is also an option whenever I want something that actually matches me perfectly, because I do use this as foundation, so it is a very good skin match to my face. And I'm just going to set the rest of my face. Just go in with this big e.l.f. brush and just dust powder all over. Any other brush that I try to use is either too small or it tries to like lift the foundation as I'm powdering it down. So I do really love this brush just for setting just for setting my face, and I do go in with it all over, so even on my nose, even over that concealer, just because I want everything to be like locked into place, you know. Next step is my contour and blush routine. This hasn't changed in 2 years. It's not going to change in 2 years. I feel like I talked about it enough till I just stopped talking about it, but I still have my contour in the pan that it came with. I keep meaning to get like one of those Z palettes, like the magnetic ones for eyeshadows and whatever, but I just never get around to it. So I'm using this little brush of mine that I absolutely love, and I do sell these, by the way, in case you want like the perfect contour snatching brush. This is the one. So I still do fish face and like contour my face. And as you can see, that actually did make a difference because I picked up very, very little product because I'd rather build it up than like try to reduce it later. So I do just go in this very gently over my face in that motion and like basically contour, basically chisel out my cheeks, and you can actually see a difference. I hope it's picking up on camera, but in the mirror I can actually see that my cheek definitely looks a lot more defined, especially in this area. So again, this is my face before contour, fish face, after contour. And you can see it's not a harsh line that's being deposited, which is why I absolutely love this brush. It just fits in that area absolutely perfectly. And I do like to use a corner of it to contour, but if I feel like I've gone overboard or if I need to blend it more, I just use a whole brush, go in the sweeping motion and clean everything up, and good to go. Then I pick up a tiny little eyeshadow brush and pick up the tiniest amount of product, literally as little as possible. Less is better, less is more with this contour situation, because once you mess up your nose contour, like, it is a bit of a project trying to fix that. So I do just tap in and contour until I feel satisfied with the results, and then I move on. Next is blush. Same routine as always. I dip into 2 or 3 of these colors. This is the e.l.f. blush. I've had this literally since 2016, and you can see I've only just now hit pan, so amazing. I do like to use a fluffier brush for this just because I do like quite a bit of blush, and for this one I have to use this mirror, or I literally will not see the blush in this bigger mirror until it's too late. So yeah, I just start off and then I continue in the mirror, and voila, I already have too much blush on, but I love blush, so I have no complaints. Last but not least is highlight. I use a whole bunch of different highlights, but I really do like using this one if I want to look fully glam. This is the Maybelline one. As you can see, I broke off the cap and I am so sad because I am not letting all this highlight go to waste. But yeah, this is a Maybelline one. This is the one that I shipped in. The one that they have locally is more goldy, and it is more appropriate for, like, if you're new to highlight, that's the one you go for. If you know what you're doing with highlight, this is a better one, just because it will give you that blinding metallic highlight without sitting weirdly on the skin. And I'm going to use that because my preferred highlight, like my favorite ride or die highlight, is the Kevin Aucoin highlight, but this is not locally available and it is not affordable by any stretch of the word. But I'll just show you what I mean when I say something beautiful and like toned down without being boring, you know. So I'm just going to get a bit of this product onto my brush, quite a bit of this product, smile so I see the tops of my cheeks, and then just sweep this across. And you see, I've literally barely done anything, but my skin looks glowy without looking like it's a streak of product on my face. Like, there's a way that this one just melts into your skin that's so beautiful. So I have been avoiding using it because it's not the most available product, but it's so beautiful. So I haven't used it on camera in a while, but I have been using it on like clients when I do their makeup or anything like that, just because it melts into the skin so well that I can't help but reach for it. So I'm just getting that even on my skin. So you can see what a there but not really there type of highlight looks like. That still looks really glam and beautiful, but it doesn't take anything to blend it in because the way it sets itself, it just melts right into your skin and does all the work for you. Love that. This one, you do have to be a bit more careful just because it is a far more metallic-y formula. So I'm just swirling the brush a little. I don't pick up too much product at once, and then smiling again, and then going in circular motions to like blend this into my skin, because if I just do this, then it will be one straight line and blending it out afterwards becomes really difficult. So just small circular motions, building up on top of that Kevin Aucoin highlight. really giving myself the glow, because you can see now it's like a bit more blinding versus this side, which is just like a toned down natural like poke, you know, like hey there. Okay, so I've just sprayed my face down with some setting spray to really melt all the powders in, and I've just cleaned up my brows a bit more because they looked a bit bushy to me, because it looked a bit like uneven to me. And honestly, I would be really happy with stopping here, but I realized that if I've gone this far and like my skin is looking this flawless, I don't want my eyes to be like looking, I don't know how to say it, but it's like they're kind of disappearing underneath all the other flawlessness that's going on. Right now, my skin still looks skin-like, so it's not like I'm advertising that I'm wearing all this makeup on, but it is still a no makeup look, and I kind of had a bit of like, ooh, what's happening on your eyes to this vibe. So I really like to do that with a powder that's like skin tone, but not quite my skin tone. So I discovered that the Burgundy Bar by Maybelline actually has a shade that's absolutely perfect for this. So if you haven't watched that video, I will link it up here. It is in my review of this palette that I realized that this shade that I actually thought would be my skin tone color is actually a little bit darker and browner than I had expected. As I'm building it up, it actually looks like it's a little bit ashy on my skin tone, but then it translates into this really beautiful, like very skin-like brown that's just adding a bit of a layer to the makeup. So I really do like this for like making the look a bit more refined versus just like I slapped on some foundation and like left the house, you know. Next, I'm going to pull something out of my Joanna K PR package, because I've actually been loving my personal one that I bought before I got this package. So the only reason I'm not using mine is because since I received this, I gifted mine to a friend, but I am just going to be dipping into this shade right here. This is Transition. Again, this is another really nice like skin tone overall brown that you can use all over your lid. So I'm just going to go into this color. My problem with these palettes is that they have so much fallout inside the pan with some of the shades. So yeah, you have to be careful as you dip your brush in. But you can see I am just going in with it all over my lid. And I'm seeing that it's actually a warmer, deeper brown than the Maybelline one. So I think I actually prefer this one for like this all over lid color situation. If you don't have an option, or if you want to pick up the Maybelline palette just for the other colors, then this is still a really, really good one. But I think personally, I prefer that this one looks a lot more skin-like, but just a little bit darker. So it works better for what I'm going for here. But I just wanted to show you both of them side by side so we could have a comparison. And you can see that you can pull this off with like locally available colors that are easy to access and easy to use. And you can see that didn't need nearly as much building as a Maybelline side. And compared to this color, the Maybelline one does now look a bit more ashy than I prefer. So if you have no options, this looks fabulous, but this is more the vibe that I'm going for. So I'm just going to add the Joanna one on this other side, and then we'll continue. I am going to go in with the same highlight. Now for this one, you need something that's a bit more punchy, because you do want just a little bit of interest in your inner corner and underneath the brow bone. So that's why I'm going to place this one. So because this is more of an everyday look versus like something glam, I am just going to go in with this lovely duo. This is the Black Opal mascara and the eye pencil. I do love my Maybelline Kajal, but I can't find that right now, so I thought I'd just go in with these two. I use a lot of mascara whenever I'm like wearing this much makeup and like I don't want to do lashes, but on a regular basis, like underneath my lashes, I don't use much mascara because then it makes the lashes too stiff for mascara to go on them properly. I will have an eyelash tutorial coming up very soon, so definitely subscribe so you can see that. But I'm just going to go in with a ton of mascara and really build this up so that my eyes are actually like defined, and then go in with a liner, and then we'll be almost done. So I've just done one side of my eye so you can see the difference that it actually does make. So you can go out with this and like look very natural and very like no makeup whatever, but this at least adds a bit of interest, shows that you've put a bit more thought into your look, a bit more effort into your appearance. So yeah, I do really like the whole mascara, and like I build it up until I get like globs and globs of it. Then go in with the eyeliner on the lower lash line, and then go in with a bit of mascara over there as well, and you can see that it actually does make a huge difference in the finished product. So I'm just going to do the same thing on this eye, and then we'll talk about lips. So this is what it looks like with both my eyes done, and you can see it makes such a huge difference in the overall look. Like it still doesn't look like I have like full glam going on, but there's just a bit of something, like you look a bit more refined, a bit more put together. And that's also why I go in with lipstick. I am using the Joanna K lipstick in the shade Free Spirit. This is the shade that I can actually wear even when I'm not wearing any makeup, which is absolutely amazing. So I am going to be wearing this today because this is my favorite like nude lippy that's not really a brown, like it's a brown, but it's more of a nude brown versus like the Vavavoom brown that I really like from Crayons and Ink. So I'm just going to get this all over my lips. I'm not a big fan of the wand, I do have to say, just because it is small and I feel like it takes me a much longer time to get my lips done. I do like that it allows me to be very precise, but I think I'm just more used to the other type of wand that like sits on your entire lip. So this is a bit tricky for me, like getting used to it, but I absolutely love the shade. So this is my everyday like neutral lippy. Look, this is literally the one that I'll run out of first before any of the others, because this is what I reach for the most. And voila, my everyday makeup look is done with this lippy. I do love the way it ties everything together without like, nothing on my face stands out too much on its own. I feel like they blend in together really well. So I'm really happy with the way this has turned out. This is how I like get dressed whenever I'm going, like when I'm meeting people that I want to look presentable around, but I don't want to look too glamorous or like have my highlight overwhelm anyone with how popping it is. So yeah, this is my go-to color, and you can see that as the lippy is drying down, it is becoming a more neutral shade. Like it is just blending into my skin really well. So I absolutely love this. So I'd also wanted to show you what this looks like with the spectacles on. Since I do wear spectacles, it is inevitable that they will end up on my face at some point throughout the day, and you can see that even with the spectacles on top of everything, like this hard work that I've just put in, you can still see like some hints of the highlight on my inner corners. You can still see that my eyes look a bit more open because of the liner and the mascara. You can see that at least the lippy is definitely still showing. So I feel like even with spectacles, this is a very easy makeup look to pull off. So even if you do wear spectacles, like for me, I wear them and take them off as I need them. But if you do permanently have these on your face, your highlight will still be popping, your contour will still be popping, everything will still be looking really good. So yeah, I really like this makeup look. I really love the spectacles. The link below is not affiliate. I don't make any money off of it, so you can check it out. Buy spectacles if you want. Voila, this is my everyday makeup look. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna end this video here. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below. Let me know what videos you want to see, because now that I'm doing 2 videos a week, I do have a bit more room to like play and get a bit more creative, because it's not just one of my 4 videos every month. So yeah, I'm really excited to get started with that as of this week. Today is Monday, fingers crossed, hopefully. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Comment, thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications so you can be notified every time I post a video, and I will see you in my next one.